So Jataka stories are the stories about the previous lives of the Buddha. In each lifetime, the Bodhisattva, we call the Buddha to be, develop different qualities to become the Buddha. So we have a collection of stories of those previous lives. And in traditional Buddhist countries, we use those stories to teach moral values. And particularly the Jataka stories are the means to teach good lessons, moral values to children. So there's a Jataka story called, another difficult word, Daddaba Jataka. So today's Daddaba Jataka. Yeah. That's also the very term Daddaba referring to the sound that was made. So in this Daddaba Jataka is about a story of a rabbit. One day a rabbit was sleeping under a palm tree. The special tree called Bilwa tree. The Bilwa tree is a kind of palm tree, and you also sometimes call stone apple. Stone apple, and this is a tree which has it's a palm tree. It's also got the fruit like coconut. So whatever, think about the tree. You are good enough to imagine. We are talking about papancha. You can use your previous experiences to So there was a tree called Bilwa, and this rabbit was sleeping under that tree. And he was fast asleep, and then suddenly he heard a terrifying sound. Such a terrifying sound that he jumped himself up. And he was so afraid of this sound, he thought that this is not simple, and this is going to be very dangerous. The thought came to him, that is so strong, so terrifying, the earth should be collapsing. So he got more afraid, after he got that thought. The earth is falling apart. So what you can do? So he without even staying a moment in that place, because he was afraid of, sinking down. So without even staying a moment there, he started to run away. He ran away as fast as he can, and other rabbits saw him and asked, "Where are you running? What is the matter?" He didn't even stop to say. He kept running, and the other rabbits really wanted to know whether there's any danger, and they followed him, and both were running, and others also running, and while running they asked, "What has happened?" And he said, "No time to stop, the earth is falling apart." And all others also kept running. In that case, then we should really find a safer place. Maybe we run all the way to the ocean. So all the rabbits, and one by one, others asked, "Where are you running? No time to speak, no time to talk. The earth is falling apart." All other rabbits also following them. A huge wave of rabbits were running and running and running. When this rabbit was running, and a deer saw them and asked, "Where are you going? What happened? No time to talk. The earth is collapsing." And then the deer also got afraid, and the deer also started to run. And that deer, many other deer followed him also. Now you have rabbits and deers are running, and it's a huge sound, and they were creating all the sounds, and they were running. And when those were running, a tiger saw them and asked, "Where are you going?" "No, the earth is collapsing. No time to talk." And he also started to run. And one by one, so the ox saw them, and the bear saw them, and even elephant saw them. And then after a while, you get this whole group of creatures, huge wave, running and breaking all the branches of the forest and running as fast as they can towards the ocean. Because nowhere to stay. The earth is collapsing. And when everybody was running, the Buddha to be, the Bodhisattva, was born as a lion during that time. He saw all these different groups of animals, one after the other are running. And he saw what is happening. He asked from, and even a rhinoceros also following them. He asked from a rhinoceros, where are you running? Where are you going? He said, these people, earth is collapsing. We try to find a way to, save our lives. But being a lion, he realized that this should not be, really happening. If earth is collapsing, there should be, more signs than this. And then he suddenly realized that all these groups of animals are running towards a cliff. If they continue to run, they will definitely collapse. They will definitely collapse and they will definitely die. So out of compassion, he ran faster than them and overtook them and went to the very edge of the cliff and turned around and looked at the whole group moving like waves towards him now. He's on the edge of the cliff, and then he got all his strength and he roared 3 times. The lion roar, the highest, the loudest sound he can make. When he made that, the lion roar 3 times, any animal has to stop. So all the animals stopped suddenly. They were frozen and not able to move. And so they have one fear on one side, the earth is collapsing. Now this side, this huge lion is making this roar. And they had nothing to do. They squeezed and they stopped there. And then lion asked, where are you going? What has happened to you? The elephant came forward and lion supposed to be the king, right? Your Majesty, the earth is collapsing. And he asked, who told you? How do you know? He asked, how do you know? Tiger told me. Then the lion went to the tiger. Asked, how do you know? The rhinoceros told me. And so he went to the rhinoceros. He said, I don't know that. The deer told me. So they, one by one, and finally they went to the rabbits told us. And then he went to one rabbit and said, how did you know? I don't know, this rabbit told me. And then he went to that rabbit, and after a while, the lion was able to, come to the rabbit, who actually woke up with the terrifying sound and realized that actually he's the one who started this whole movement. And I asked, explain me what really happened. Did you see the earth is collapsing? He said, no, Your Majesty, but it was such a terrifying sound. I'm sure that it's collapsing. Don't talk here. Let's move. There's no way. And the lion told them, if you move a little bit further, you will definitely collapse and you will be down. But I want to know what really happened. Where were you? And I explained, a few miles away, there was a mountain. Beyond the mountain, there's a bilwa tree. I was sleeping under that tree, and then suddenly I heard this sound, and then I started to run. So the lion had some idea what could have been happened. But he wanted to go and really experiment and really see what really happened. He asked, can we together go there? And we will ask these animals to wait. We will go and double check whether the earth is collapsing. The rabbit said, no way. I'm not ready to go there. I know it could have been already collapsed. And the lion said, no, you are going with me. Get into my back. I will ride you. I will give you a ride. Then you cannot deny the command of the lion. So with really a lot of anxiety, and his body is shivering, but he cannot follow. He had to follow the command of the lion. He jumped into the back of the lion. So now lion is moving. Tell me, where did you go? So the rabbit, hold tight into the hair of the lion, and so he was moving close to where he was sleeping. When he came to the exactly place, he said, and then the rabbit said, I can't go closer to anymore. Please let me come down from here. So he jumped down from far distance. Then the lion himself walked that place. He saw the bilwa tree, and the bilwa tree has this fruit with hard shell around it. We call belly, right? Belly, with the hard shell. And then he watched around. He saw actually next to that bilva tree, there's a palm tree. The tree, not the coconut, the tal, the palm tree, which has the leaves, which is quite hard. So that leaf has fallen on the ground, and he saw that there's a bilva tree on the top of that palm leaves, the huge palm leaf, which is hard leaf. So whenever something drop into that huge palm leaf, it can really make a big sound. So the lion realized that actually what could have been happened when this rabbit was sleeping, this ripened bilva tree was fallen into the top of that palm leaf that really make a really big sound. This poor rabbit was really shocked and afraid, and he was running, and everybody else simply blindly followed him. And then he asked the rabbit to come. Earth is quite okay, it's solid here, please come. And he asked exactly where were you sleeping. He pointed out the place, and he explained this is what really happened. And then both went back. Though those animals were shivering, still waiting, what could have been happened. And the lion explained, this is what really happened. So don't simply follow what others says, and examine and check for yourself. This is a good story for believing in rumors. Today's world. Nowadays, those days people spread rumors through when they meet each other, but these days we can spread rumors even without meeting people, right? Yeah, a lot of rumors can go around, and even these days, when even one unfortunate thing happen, people can spread rumors of so many other bad things which didn't really happen. But we can be not be different than those animals who follow that rabbit. So that's a very important story to tell us not simply to be victim to the rumors. But I would like to see this story from a different angle. If you truly understand what can really happen in our mind, can be really like this incident. What really has happened is the ripened bilva fruit has fallen on the top of a palm leaf. That is what really happened. But ultimately, what all the animals envision and animals conceptualize what happened was the earth is collapsing. So one very simple incident of falling of bilva fruit can become as big thing as the earth is collapsing.